Ahoy there, welcome back to this second episode of this mini series on how to use version control with Godot. So, this episode we will focus on how to work on a project with more people. So, if you are on what I would qualify as a trust project, which is pretty much when you work for a company or with a very set and specific amount of people on it, which are your co-workers basically. You share the same repository. So what this looks like is, well, this one is a public one, but I just want to show you how you have all these different people, right? Each image, each avatar is representing one person. So the project will evolve even when you're not there. So maybe I go away and when I come back, there are new things happened in master. So if you do have coworkers, they will tell you all you need to know to be sure that it works smoothly, right? But basically what you want to do is use the pull method function to grab all the new things which happened when you were not there. But usually what people do is they work on their own branch so that they aren't impacted by other people changing things, right? They work on their branch, and when the work is done, they merge it back on the main one. But that's for, again, the idea of you working on in a company with specific and defined coworkers. Here we will talk about how to work on a public project. So what you want to do is, before anything else, clone the project by forking it. So I'm going to go on GitHub to show you how to do this because, yeah, if you want to participate in the next series, which is going to be an open source and collaborative series, you will need a Git account. All right, so let's jump to GitHub. All right. So let me. So I did a fork of the Godot open source repository to show you how a forks looks like. So yeah, what you want to do is basically grab the project that you want to clone. So that's going to be, let's look for, I don't want to find in my thing, but I want to go find Godot, right? So you have the Godot engine here. We have the project we want to fork, and we have this option here, right? So we want to click there, and we already have one, so they are quite annoyed. So let me delete the current fork I have so that, yeah. All right, so I deleted the fork and I can create a new one now. So when you click fork, they want to ask you on which account do you want to create the new repository. So here I only have one. And what is the name you want to give it to it, right? The idea is that you will have your own repository, which will be your private, wait, not really, it's a public one, but it will be your own version of the project on your account. But this version will be linked to the original one, right? So this fork here is linked to the Godot project. So you want to create the fork and yup. I said yeah. Yeah. So here you have the project. Essentially, this thing is that from now on, the master branch, you are syncing on it, right? So every now and then you want to use this sync fork option, right? So you will have to go on GitHub, go on your repository on your own, and use the sync method to get anything that happened on the main project, on the original project. And I will show you quickly later what it looks like. Now that you have your repository, you want to create a clone of it on your computer so you can work on the project. Right, so what you want to do is open a new tab and you want to clone a repository. And if you have linked your GitHub account, you just have to get this Godot fork here and have it named Godot fork and clone the repository. From now on, GitHub will grab everything you need. Takes a little bit of time. All right, it's done. So now you want to open it. And you have everything. The history, blah, 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 blah. So what you want to do from that point is to remember that the master branch isn't, well, it should be used to receive the new updates from the main project. So you don't want to mess with this one. So what you want to do is create a branch. Let's say you name it develop, and that's it. That's where you want to be working on from now on. The reason for this is because when you will sync your project, it will update the master branch. So you want this to be clean. All right. Let's go, because I'm not gonna do anything in there. It's completely different project. Let's go on our Git demo here. And interesting, it's not push. Pushed. Push, push, push. Yes. So anyway, what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a branch develop, just like I did on the other one, and create a commit. Okay. So we do have our first commit for the develop branch. Let's create it. That's going to be add data item class. All right. So now let's jump back to the master one to simulate that something happens on the project, and when you sync, it comes here, right? So I'm going to simulate this. All right. So as you can see, the master branch evolved independently from your own branch. So you have a few options. You can keep going on, or you can do what we call a rebase. Rebasing your branch is basically saying, all right, I can point with my finger, you won't see it. Everything that happens after I created my branch, right? So the branching happens here. Everything that happens after that, I will apply it to me to see if it works, right? So you drag and drop your branch and you want to rebase develop onto master. And here, as you can see, all the commits from master have been added to the branch. So now the branch is here. Okay. And now you can merge the branch develop into master. Right. So we see it better now. The branching, which was initially here, we applied the commit there to allow the branching to happen later. It's a little bit weird, but the idea is that, yeah, I take on everything that happened after I created the branch to see if there is any conflict. And if there is a conflict, I will resolve it. So let's look at how it looks like when there is a conflict. We won't go into the full idea of how you solve all the conflicts, but let's create a conflict. Here I created a commit on the develop branch, which is your branch, and I'm going to do the exact same thing on the master branch, creating a commit which updates the very same file. All right. So this is what it looks like now. So you have done your thing on your develop branch and the main project evolved as well. So what you want to do, as usual, is rebase your project. Start the rebase and boom! The file conflict was found when attempting to merge into head. The idea here is that there are modifications to the same file on both branches. So the software doesn't know what to keep, what to put at the trash can. So you have to do it manually. So here, if you look at the merge conflict, there is a conflict in data. So let's go in data. Right there, we have the master and the develop. So here, master decided to change the value of var resource to 15. And here it's var resource to 10. Depending on the situation, let's say that the change of resource becoming 15 instead of 10 is important. So you want to keep this one. But you don't want to keep this one as well, right? Because you don't want to have the var declaration twice. So you want to remove it. But for your feature, you need to create this new var door is locked thing. You want to create this one. So you will add it, and you maybe want to add the empty space for whatever reason, and that's it. Here we have the results. We'll keep the update of the master. We keep whatever we're adding ourselves in here, and that's it. We save it. And the rebase will be cool. We can continue rebasing, and that's it. Our develop is successfully rebased. Okay. That's it for how you grab the content from the open project to your local workspace. So now how do you push it to the collaborative project? Well, you can push it on your own repository, obviously. But it is your private repository, your private version of the project. So if you want your modifications to be going up to the original stream of repository, you will use pull requests. So what you want to do really is find somewhere to do that. So there are pull requests here, but it's just to read them. So it's going to be easier to go on GitHub and look at how you do that. Here we are on the fork I did of the project. So what you want to do is contribute but well, my project is not ahead of the upstream master. So let's do this. Right. So I create my develop branch, and there we go. Please do not accept this pull request. I want to push this on my private repository on GitHub. All right. Let's go back to GitHub. Right there. Develop had recent pushes 4 seconds ago. So here you can choose what branch you want to see. Can you show me develop? No, maybe if I do this, yeah, now I have develop. So I switch there, and I'm one commit ahead of the Godot engine / Godot master. So now I can contribute by opening a pull request. So what I do is I have a title, please do not accept this pull request, and you add a description to say what is it you want to add, right? And you will have the showcase of what's happening, right? So yeah, once you're done, you create the pull request, and the people who are in charge of moderating the open project will be able to review your request, and if they consider that your work is valuable and worthy of going in the main project, then they will complete the pull request, and your branch will feed the original master, which later on you will be able to sync on, etc., etc. So everyone will have the result of your work. So this is basically how you participate in a public project. In our case, things will be very simple. Really, don't overthink this. It is meant to be fun and to allow people to actually experiment and experience participating on this kind of projects, so that you can, yeah, participate without thinking, oh no, I'm wasting the time of those guys who work on the Godot engine and I'm sending my thing, which is completely worthless. No, actually, in our case, I will be very glad to review your pull request and make sure that our project will evolve for the better. So anyway, yeah, that's it for this second episode of how to use Git for version control and collaborative work. I hope you liked it, and I will see you in the next episode, which I hope is going to be the announcement for the next series and the collaborative series. I hate this one.